My beautiful souls. I'm Rachel, life and spiritual coach and author of How to Wear a Crown, a practical guide to knowing your worth. I'm so glad that you're here, and I cannot wait to do a collective reading for you today. We are going to do a collective reading for the How to Wear a Crown Collective. Where is that white spot on? And that is just those who follow my work, those who are on a life and spiritual journey where coming to understand a deeper sense of self-worth is a part of that journey. Today, the vibe is awesome already. So let's pray in. I hope the music makes for so it's not like disturbing. Okay. So let's pray in and get started. Okay, God, angels, universe, all that there is. I just ask that you come to this space and help protect this space. I just claim peace and divine healing over this energy. Want to express gratitude for having this platform for those that will show up to hear this message. God, I just ask that you work through me and speak through me and work through me and speak through me and work through me and speak through me to deliver all the beautiful, helpful, healing messages. And let my mouth be your mouth and my hands be your hands as I do your good works in the world, God. I ask that you help attract to like moths to a flame all of those who are meant to be in this space with me tonight. And not just those who are meant to be in this space with me tonight, but those who are meant to align with this particular video in whatever space and time, understanding that this kind of work transcends those concepts of space and time. We don't adhere to those sort of three-dimensional uh, thought forms and structures, and we transcend that. So God, I know that I'm speaking to people that are not just going to be here tonight, but that might be here in the future. And I want this to be just as impactful. My desire is that this video be just as impactful for those who might see this at a later date as it would be tonight, and that the messages resonate for all people of all kinds of all different spaces and times, in all different ways and forms. And I just have this beautiful image in my mind of that this space would be so healing, and that the messages that are given out tonight will resonate so deeply with the people that are on the other side of the screen, that they will be able to say, that was God. There was no way that she could know that about me. There's no way that that was said tonight in that way that hit my heart in that place, to where I had a healing experience from a YouTube video. That is something else. That's bigger than me. That's bigger than Rachel, and that must be God, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to allow you, God, to shine through me and not to glorify myself. And so I'm here to do divine work, divine work. And God, I just ask that you allow that to happen tonight. Activate all the beautiful inherent abilities that are inside of me and utilize all of them to speak to me and to give me all the most amazing messages that I can deliver, and make sure that I have the words to say them in the right ways, and that and God, just help me to trust you tonight. Just help me to trust the messages that I'm receiving. Help me to trust the information that I'm getting, and to deliver it in a way that really hits home for those that are watching. Thank you for everything, for my personal journey leading up to this point. Thank you for the viewers. Thank you for the followers. Thank you for the sales. Thank you for the loyalty of all of those who are returning. And thank you for the opportunity for all of those who it is their first time showing up. And with that, I will say amen. And let me just say personally to you guys, so for you guys that are returning OGs from way back, hi, hey, hey people. Big hearts. Love you. Thank you so much for coming back. Thank you so much for showing up for my stuff and for continuing to mm, join and hang out as I evolve as a person and in my work, and as you evolve in a person in your spiritual evolution as well. Um, that loyalty and that trust for you to continue to come back and join in these spaces and the things that I do, just I am beyond grateful for, and I can't even truly express like how much it means to me to see old faces, um, not old faces, but the people who have been there since day one show up again and again and again and again, time after time. It absolutely just warms my heart in ways I can't even express. And for those of you who are new, I'm not sure what led you to this video, if the algorithm worked, how the algorithm worked, or what the title of the video, or what happened if a friend shared it with you, or how you got here. But thank you for the opportunity to read for you today. And I hope that you get my heart's deepest desires, that you get something that will be just a rapid transformational healing tonight. That being said, let's get going. I am going to throw on my kind patch really quickly because oh, I guess it was just 111 on the clock there, as I was telling you guys. Um, I love kind. And if you're on my TikTok, I ask that if you want to do kind patches, they have so many different kinds of kind patches, and I rep for them hard. So, and you can get these, you can see the videos. There's a big bundle right now that they have. It's called a Burn Beauty Bundle, and it is an amazing deal where you're getting all the patches that kind of help for your physical wellness, and a new set of patches that are for beauty, which is like skin and hair. And I totally am obsessed with the way that they did this new bundle. Instead of buying each individual one, you just pay one amazing rate and you get like the whole bundle. And it's one of my most recent TikTok videos. So I just ask that you go grab that. And if you grab it from me. Second, so your girl can get the commish. Okay, tonight I'm doing my dream patch because it's already so late and I want to get a little bit of super restful sleep tonight. I just throw it right on my wrist, tick, and done. Okay. Everybody knows me for my kind patches. Like, are those kind patches? I have garbage in here. Okay. I love when people ask me, they're like, what is on you? What is that sticker? Is that a band-aid? No, it's kind patch. They're life-changing, and it's like so much better than like taking a bunch of, oh, let's hit myself in the face, a bunch of capsules. Okay. I want to get started with the tarot. With the tarot. I don't know why I said it like that. Fun fact. I'm not getting any intuitive messages right away without the cards. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But today I was just catching like a vibe, and it was just really beautiful, refreshing energy coming in. So I'm into that. I know we just had a 222 portal energy, which was very pivotal for me. And honestly, I think the reason why I haven't been on in a couple days is because of just how powerful that was for me, that I was just kind of taking care of myself, sleeping a little extra, like all the things. And like had like a friend's baby shower to go to. I just did like a few, doing some things for just me, which was really nice. What are you doing? You sick? Yep. Okay. So let's see, where are we at first? Let's do like a little love, health, and love thing. Let's do love. I feel like we need some structure in this reading tonight, which I normally don't. Hermit in the love. Why are you hiding? Look, it matches my nails so perfect. So why are we hiding? And I've been drawn to this color, the teal, and then now it was like or like this like yeah, this like teal like blue color, and it matched so perfectly. And just earlier today, I was like, I should really look up the meaning of this teal color, and because there's psychology behind and like spiritual meanings behind certain colors and why you'd be drawn to them. And I was drawn to this color multiple times. So let's look up teal and see what it means together. Because then it just popped up in this card. So teal blue has a very specific spiritual signature. It's one of those colors that shows up when someone is stepping into deeper intuition, emotional clarity, and soul level truth. It says, since you're already drawn to pastel blues and mauve, teals, okay, teal fits beautifully into the energy of soft awakening, inner healing, and spiritual refinement. It's emotional healing. Okay. Emotional healing and inner peace. Emotional healing, inner peace, nervous system soothing, release of old emotional patterns, which absolutely goes right in alignment with that 222 portal. And if you've been watching the previous readings, we had like a whole segment that was about breaking patterns and cycles that we were going through those cycles and that we were stepping out of them. And you'll see as you start watching the readings, if you're not somebody who follows them already, that they definitely interconnect. They play a theme here. They interconnect. Like those things we talk about in the last one, they'll pop up in this one, and things we talk about in this one will pop up in the next one. Um, Teal activates the throat chakra and the higher heart. Oh, and it's about claircognizance. And that's funny too, because I talked about on the last reading, I think, how claircognizance was like my probably my number one of the psychic abilities that I utilize. It's just kind of always been, which just means I know because I know because I know, right? It's my inner knowing. So maybe that's activating for you as well. And then trusting your voice and your truth. So we're gonna write truth, we're gonna write voice. Soul alignment, intuition strengthening. Okay. So we're having an up level around intuition strengthening. So our intuition strengthening, and then with this being pulled in a love category, I feel like this just means like A, hermit means I'm going into my own shell. I'm really not effing with y'all right now. If I'm being real, right? It's like I'm not being with you. I'm not being with anybody right now. How does Matt Rife say it? Like bug. I'm not bugging with you right now. Just not doing it. This is about me right now. This is about me finding my own inner light right now. This is about not me personally, but the collective is in a hermit phase. We're picking up on this energy of that you are just being isolated on purpose. It doesn't feel lonely. It's intentional. This is purposeful going into isolation with the intention of getting wisdom, with the intention of getting the light, right? He's going to look at himself. And it's not a lonesome energy, it's a purposeful, intentional process of looking at yourself. Um, but I also feel this energy of like because it came in love, it was like, okay, I'm don't like what's showing up in my reality around love, right? So you might not be enjoying what's showing up in your reality around love, whether that means a intimate relationship, whether that's friendships, and I'm hearing ringing in my ear, just another sign that like spirit's coming through and that we're touching on some things here. I don't like what's showing up around love in intimate relationships, partnerships. I don't like what's showing up around friendships. I don't like what the love that's showing up around family. It doesn't have to be intimate love, but I don't like what's happening in, well, we'll call it relationships. Right? I don't like what's happening in the relationships. And so I'm attracting some things, I'm seeing some things that I don't like, and I'm going to take responsibility for that. That's what this hermit's doing right now is taking responsibility for the creation of the relationships in your life. Okay, so that's kind of the message here is take responsibility for what kind of relationships you've attracted and and then we're deepening our intuition around that, right? So instead of like, and it's a clear knowing. So second big message around that would be utilizing that clear knowing. So here's one thing about relationships and being an intuitive person that's hard is if you're getting a clear cognizance, right, knowing around relationships, right? You meet somebody and everything looks on paper perfect, or somebody showing up in your life and they're not being fully authentic with you, but you don't have any evidence that they're not being fully authentic with you, or they're saying everything's right. And I just scribble and write and do like weird things when I channel here on the paper. But I'm getting also this energy of like people in your life that it's like you know things about them now. You know deeper things about them. You know reasons why they might not be good for you or healthy for you. And like evidence shows, or I don't have the evidence, I can't prove that A, B, and C is going on or happening, but it just doesn't feel right, right? It's like I have this knowing, I have this, I just know. I know because I know that this isn't right. I know because I know that I don't want this anymore. I know because I know that this person I just met is somebody I need to stay away from. I know because I know that I can't trust that person because everything in my being says don't trust that person. That is what this vibe is about. So, and it's kind of like retreating, backing away as you are learning to trust that deeper knowing about relationships and people and navigate differently now as you move forward. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's beautiful, right? And sometimes it takes that, and you will be by yourself for a little while as you learn to pivot and do things differently. And and that's okay. We have to go through those hermit journeys to make changes. Sometimes you have to make that space for things to shift. So definitely take that time for yourself. Or, and then I'm also seeing and feeling if you have not taken space for yourself, this might be an advice. Like you feel crappy because you haven't done this yet. So do that. Or you take that time for yourself, reevaluate relationships, um, get making space so that you can get back in tune with yourself and then get messages about the relationships that you need to get so that you can learn what to do differently as you move forward. Okay, there's our next card. Okay, this would be in health. And we got the star in health. So I feel like that this is going to lead to a star energy around health, which is beautiful. And this represents reciprocity. So this is you getting energy from a limitless source. This is you feeling filled up. This is you feeling energetic again. I don't know if the collective has been feeling. Let me know if you've been feeling like super fatigued, like you don't have it in you, very burnt out, very depleted would be a word for it. So if you've been feeling super depleted, if you've been feeling that way, you will be replenished around your energy levels. I'm seeing something's going to go on with your health that will replenish your energy levels. What's happening with the health? I want more cards on that one. I feel like we got a lot of information with the health, with the loved one just from one card, but I really want to do a little bit more here with its health. So what's going on with the health? One thing is authenticity. So faking it, faking your feelings, faking the funk, like that kind of thing. I think it's injuring you physically, creating an unhealthy environment in your body because your body is going to resist that. That's not what our bodies want to do. They want to express feelings, they want to get that stuff out. And if you keep it in, then it's like poison for your soul, like poison for your body. You're gonna make yourself sick. Okay. Okay, so one thing that might be being unexpressed, and then we also had all of this information from this card about using the voice and stuff was part of that. So there's something that you want to say. There's something that you want to offer. There's something that you want to bring forward. And this card has shown up a lot in our readings lately. So about what do I have to offer? So possibly expressing these two things. Okay. I want you to, I'm going to challenge you if you choose to accept it to answer and journal out to these two questions. What do I have to offer? What do I want to offer the world? Like, what is my most divine service? What do I want to bring to the table? Okay, so what do I want to offer? And then the other facet of that was it was like expressing, let's do it back the other way as well. What do I want to be offered to me? Expressing what I want offered to me. Okay. What do I want to offer? And then what do I want offered to me? Because this energy here was so reciprocal. It was about filling you up, but then also she's like giving back out and pouring back out. So it's about both. What do I want? Why are we not refocusing camera? Okay. So what do I want to be offered to me from God, from the universe, from other people? And then what do I want to offer the world? What do I want to give? And then what's the balance? Also, think about that. How much do I need to receive? How much do I need to offer? What do I need to accept and receive and be offered? What kind of offer do I need to accept energetically? What does that need to look like in terms of maybe love, giving, support, time, effort, energy, money, um, could be a career offer, could be a love offer, could be and then with this being around health, I'm definitely feeling an energy of balance. Like, what do I need to be offered so that I can take care of what kind of offering? What would my life look like? Okay, so what kind of offer? Like, let's say you're okay, so say like this, like if you could if you're gonna ask the universe for the type of life that makes you the healthiest person, okay? Stay with me. If you're gonna you can ask the universe right now for the life that will create the healthiest version of you possible in all ways, shapes, and forms. What would that look like? What kind of life would you have to have to be the healthiest you? Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, on all the levels, healthy. What would that look like? Because when you are at your optimal health, that's when you are able to be the best giver. That's when you can also have something to offer, right? If I don't have, I cannot give. So, what does that need to look like? And then to balance keeping enough for yourself, how much do I need to ask for, right? What does my offer need to look like for myself so that I can give the amount that I want to give? Because most likely you're not thinking big enough um, in terms of what you should be getting and what you should be receiving to equate for the level of generosity that you want to give out. Does that make sense? So I feel like there's a very generous energy out here in the collective. Like, I want to be able to do this, I want to be able to do that, I want to be able to all of these things for everybody, for my communities, for whatever, right? But it's like, what does your life have to look like to actually make that a reality, right? So I'm definitely getting this energy of you're thinking too small in terms of what can be offered to you. And that's why you're feeling a lacking. That was in the last reading. That was that there was a lacking, feeling upset because you feel like you didn't have much to offer. But it's only because you're not asking for a big enough offering from the universe. Okay, played it out, said it all. I'm such an over explainer when it comes to these things. I like to try to say it like 25,000 different ways. Okay, let's look at wealth for a minute. Okay, wealth is cool. So wealth, we have divine union. So you're going to be getting really connected to your wealth energy. It's almost like a commitment. So you're getting committed to a wealth journey. And I am feeling physical, like actual money, cash money with this. Um, but also wealth means a lot more than that. So it's the things that make you feel wealthy are the things that you would utilize money for in order to make your life feel wealthier, right? Buying back your time, right? If you had enough money, then you could have more time. If I had enough money, I could have more space. If I had enough money, I could be more generous, right? Back to this. Um, if I had more money, I could whatever. What would make you feel like more the most wealthy? And you're committing when I feel like this was just a desire prior to, it was a want and a good idea and like a hope or a like that would be cool. But like I feel like that there's an up level in the commitment to the lifestyle of being a wealthy person in general, like in whole health, and that you're really seeing this. from a new perspective of like it's not just about money. There's so much more about aligning with the wealth vibration than I understood before. So um there's a commitment that's being made to that. And with this card, I'm seeing that you ain't playing around no more. So this card is all about like when it's upright like this, they are playing pretend and they're fighting with sticks instead of swords. And it's like little kids that are like um learning to battle, playing pretend like soldiers. And but it being this way just kind of shows me like, okay, I'm not playing anymore. We're doing this for real now. It's like really just backs up that commitment energy that you're done playing games, and you really want to commit now to a higher level of wealth. Love that for you. Anything else? Any specific messages or any specific names or any specific channelings that we need to have for anything else? I heard the name Cora. So welcome, Cora, entering the collective. I heard Jen, but like Gen. And then I heard the name Jeremiah, but it's not a viewer. This is somebody that's connected to a viewer. Somebody was like having a Jeremiah on the brain. You were thinking about a Jeremiah while watching, maybe about the love portion. Maybe it's one of the people that you were walking away from. It's a Jeremiah. What else? I heard the number 60. So it might even be somebody's like 60th birthday coming up, or somebody passed away at 60. That's very important to somebody watching, and their presence is just being made known to let you know, like, hey, what's up? Love ya. Shuffling again. So there's another card, possibly. Yeah, yeah. So there's grief. There's grief energy. So that's kind of confirmation of the passing. It's just acknowledging, I see your pain, I see your grief, I see that you've been sad, that you can't enjoy what you do have because you're thinking about all that you've lost and who you've lost, and that it's been keeping you awake at night, and there's been a lot of negative thoughts in your mind, and the the message there is to um heal, let it, not just like let it go, but to that you're allowed to move on from the grief. It's kind of like a permission slip, is what I heard. Permission slip. You're getting a permission slip from your loved one that you can go be happy, live your life. They really want you to. And then because they want you in this energy of the Queen of Cups, where you feel like you do have things to live for, things to cherish, things to love. and that you feel good about yourself and your life. So that's that. Anything else around just channeling? No, yes, no, maybe so. Nope, we're moving on. Okay. Oh, so now we're going to do my deck, which is the How to Wear a Crown Divine Guidance cards. They're not available yet, but they'll be available when I get them available. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That'll be exciting. This is the only one in creation at the moment, and it is mine on mine. My dog claimed it for me by chewing the corner. I want to do, and all of the energies and messages in these cards come from the book, How to Wear a Crown, A Practical Guide to Knowing Your Worth. I've been seeing all the purchases that you guys are making. So this channel and the readings we're doing here are definitely inspiring some people to get the book and to buy the merch. Oh, I don't have a featured merch, do I? Let's see if I can just like find one. I forgot about the merch. Merch. Hang on. I need to do the camera anyway because it's messing up. Okay. So the card we got from the Divine Guidance deck is what matters most is the overarching energy. And what do you want to do? Or wait, do what you want to do when you want to do it. So this is pretty much about embracing life, figuring out what matters most to you, prioritizing what matters the most to you, and then do what you want to do when you want to do it. Isn't about like just going and being reckless and destroying everything around you. Like you can't do it ill-intended. You have to do it from a well-intended place where you're not harming anybody. But this is also a permission slip. So it's really cute that this message came up from like the past loved one about a permission slip to live your life and find joy and happiness again. And then that is the card that we pulled here. That's basically what this is. This is a permission slip to have fun and have joy. And what this means is finding it in the little fun ways, like little ways that you might not normally think of. And that's why it features a girl doing a cartwheel. Because in my book, I talk about a very specific story from my life when I was learning, you know, you know, going through a self-love journey and learning to just embrace my life and increase my sense of self-worth. And part of increasing that sense of self-worth was learning to embrace joy and stop caring what other people think so much. And so that might be an aspect of this, caring what other people think, or like wondering about like how you're being perceived while grieving. Like I'm not grieving right, or I don't mean to say it like that, like I'm like making fun of you because I'm not making fun of you. But we can do that to ourselves, right? We can be like how do you grieve, right? Like that like everybody grieves different. Like we all hear that, but it's like we kind of have this um image in our mind of like that we have to grieve in depression and sadness and anger and like most of it, the negative feelings we associate with grief. But Grief is just it's healing from loss. And part of that gets to be the rediscovery of your joy. And part of that gets to be celebration of life as well. And that's where I feel like spirit is leading you to focus on more so. Like, hey, we've done like the being depressed. Hey, we've done the being sad. We've done the mourning and the I'm getting like the like stereotypical themes on movies, you know, the wearing all black and the veil over the face. Like we've done that. And it's time and you're being encouraged by spirit to find subtle joy. Even and then the story in my book about my life was when I realized that I held back, and this wasn't specific to grief, but it was just a moment where I realized that I was caring too much about what other people think. And that there was a moment where I kind of had this desire, right, to do a cartwheel. Like I wanted to do a cartwheel in the yard when I was outside. And then I recognized the thought that went through my head, which was like, you're too old to do a cartwheel. And what would the neighbors think if they were like saw you out here doing a cartwheel at your age? Like, that's for children. And then it was like, wait a second, who gives a fuck? Why do I care? And if they think I'm crazy, let them think I'm crazy. Why would I let something so silly as like wondering like and being my age and like, oh, is there an age limit on cartwheels? Is there an age limit on joy? Is there an age limit on living life and embracing like happiness? What? Why would I let what somebody else may or may not think about me stop me from like embracing life with and it's free. A cartwheel is free. Like you're able-bodied, you can do a cartwheel. You're perfectly allowed to do it. Nobody's gonna come arrest you for doing a cartwheel. It was like when I looked at how absolutely insane it was that I was holding myself back from a moment of joy because of what other people might think. It was like that has to be a rule for life. Like you do what you want to do when you want to do it, right? As long as it's causing no harm, as long as it's not, um, that doesn't mean I get to go rob a store. That doesn't mean I get to go punch somebody in the face, right? That's not that kind of doing what you want to do when you want to do it. But as long as it's like for this reason, right? For embracing life, for embracing joy, um, it's too, it's, I went camping in the rain at one point and never it was freezing outside and it was pouring down rain and everybody said that's all what are you doing, why would you, I had planned the camping trip and I said I'm going, it was around, I centered it around a certain full moon and I had already done all the work to plan the trip. I had paid for my campsite, like I did all the things, and it was like this solo retreat, that spiritual retreat that I was doing for myself. It's like I'm not letting rain or cold stop me from what that's what I want to do. And it's I'm just gonna go hang out in nature. What's wrong with the rain? Like I'm gonna go spend the time in the rain. I can camp in the rain. I'll go in the tent when it's raining. When it stops raining, I'll come out of the tent. Like studies, right? When we let things stop us. So stop letting things stop you. Okay. Stop letting things stop you from joy. Stop letting things stop you from living. Stop letting things stop you from loving. And that's the message. So, with that, I want to thank you so much for being here. If you made it to this spot in the reading, it means you obviously love me. Okay, so like and subscribe. And if you made it to this point and you hated it, I guess like and subscribe. And if you made it to this point and you feel like you like what we're doing here and you like the vibe and you kind of want to like be more of a part of it, you can just kind of claim like, all right, I want to be part of the How to Wear a Crown Collective. You don't have to buy the book yet. You don't have to join the program yet. You can just kind of be in the energetic container of what is how to wear a crown. And all that takes is you deciding it and saying yes. So you want to be part of the how to wear, I can talk, I swear. Do you want to be part of the how to wear a crown collective? This is where you say yes and say it out loud. We're just chit chatting, you and I, just me and you. All right. So if you made that decision today, welcome. You're in, baby. And there's more to come, and there's freebies in the description box. You will see a link to my website, www.racheldgreenwell.com. That is the hub spot for all the things. You can get my book there. You can get, there's a link to Amazon where you can purchase merch. Oh, the merch. See, I was going to forget again. I'm the worst at selling. I just have stuff to buy. I don't sell, I just have stuff to buy. Here is one of my favorites. This was the very first design ever made, was the Worthy as Fuck sweatshirt. And this comes in a sweatshirt. This light color gray is actually sold out. It's not available right now, so I'm so sorry, but that's the one that I have to show you right now. But it comes in like a darker gray color, which is really pretty too, and a couple other colors it's got right now. So that's available, and it's also available. So that's like the crew neck. It's also available in a hoodie, and it's available in tees, I think, too, and tanks. This is one of many, 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 many of the merch. So go find you some piece of swag to grab. And then there's other stuff too. So it's like phone cases there is on there, tote bags, um, pillows, like literal pillows, which I actually need to like probably make a space, like deck out my space in pillows too. Um, Pillows, tote bags, tumblers, I think now, little cups. Oh my gosh, I have no idea what all we have on there. So, and then the book is mine's got like little tabs on the side because I teach out of this one like a textbook, but yours will not have that. Yours will have and this one's the hardcover. There's a soft cover that's $16.99. I think the hardcover is $24.99. I do recommend the hardcover if you want it to last. And a lot of people do like use this as like a guidebook and they come back to it over and over again because you can kind of like study in it. Got a lot going on in there. Hang on. Let's see if this will readjust if I do this again. Okay, it's probably because it's so dark in here because I only have like the lamp on. And if you get the book, something, let's see, is this one new enough to have it? Okay, no, this one's old. But in the backs of the book will be a QR code, or you can go to a link to get the program. It's an online program. It's all self-paced. Right now is the prime enrollment time for How to Wear a Crown, and there is an easy payment plan as well. You do get a little discount if you pay full price, but there is a payment plan, and it's recorded. What you get when you take the program is recorded. It's all recorded videos of me, so it's self-paced. They're short ish, like 10 minutes or so each. So they're digestible, the little pieces. You just go at your own pace. There's no time limit. You keep it for life once you buy it. And then printable version of the workbook. So there's a workbook that goes along with this program. This acts as the textbook. And then there's a workbook that goes along with it. And there's a printable version, but you can also get a hard copy version, not hard like this cover, but like a physical copy if you'd rather do that. Which instead of like print, because it's a lot to print and like hole punch. So I did make that available so that it would be easier. And then there's a journal to start some basic self-worth and self-talk skills. that you can do a daily journal, and people love that too. And the reviews are phenomenal. So at least go check it out and see the reviews. And you can at least get a freebie in the meantime. There's like some meditations and like a little mini course and some different, a little ebook and some different things that you can get as freebies just to get your foot in the door, just to get started, just to start filling out the vibe. So highly recommend you go check out all the stuff. There's like tons of podcasts and interviews and articles, just all different stuff that you can ingest in the meantime. But I do recommend right now is my every year, this is the prime enrollment time. This is when we get the most sales because we're kicking off the year. And this was like the Lunar New Year. So it's a really good energy. We just came into the Fire Horse energy and we just had the 222 portal. So it's a good time to start and embark on a new healing journey. The energies are very supportive of it right now. Um, so I definitely recommend you start that journey today. You can start for $222 if you do the payment plan. I think the payments are 222. So they're workable. And then what else do I want to say? I want to say that I have three major intentions for everybody who enters my spaces. And those intentions are that you leave this space knowing that you are worthy, you are powerful, and you are full of potential. So say it with me. I am worthy. I am powerful. You have to actually, if you're not saying it, start over and say it. I am worthy. I am powerful. And I am full of potential. God loves you and I love you. You have to say, I love you back. And you got to put it in the comments. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time.